All right, just wanted to hop on here today before work. It's been a little bit since my last video. It's weird because I always talk about visualization and being someone different. And in order to be someone different, you have to make different choices. And I've noticed that like when I do my visualizations, I visualize myself with conviction, purpose, passion, excitement, and all that stuff that goes into these videos. And when I just do regular meditations, it seems like each one's different. So when I did Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation right before this, and like during that meditation, he talks about how you have to have the feeling and see yourself with your eyes closed and focus on what's on the inside. When we all close our eyes, we all see blackness, darkness. But most of the time, we only see that when we're sleeping. So it's more of having that awareness in that darkness. And that during that time, when you have your eyes closed, you're visualizing yourself in your mind, speaking with conviction, speaking with passion, getting excited about what you're doing. And you can do this with anything in life. Like I've talked in the past where I've done it with, softball, where I would visualize myself hitting the ball as hard as I could. I would visualize myself making plays at the then when the game came. Now again, nothing was 100%, but a lot of times in the games I would just, you know, get better and I would make plays that I didn't even think I could make. So it's like, why can't we do that with everything in life? Like you want to be someone different, you want to have that life you want to live. If you can't see it, well then how are you going to get there? But if you see it in the dark with your eyes closed and you visualize it and you feel it and get excited about how you would feel when it's here as if it's already here, you're rehearsing and you're getting excited about it. Because I also talk about the free throw things where they have the three groups where one shoots free throws, one doesn't, and then one visualize shooting free throws. And the ones visualizing and the ones shooting are about the same. I think the ones visualizing actually did a little bit better. But obviously the one that did neither didn't. So it shows you right there that uh, visualizing is powerful, but we don't do it very often. So that's why I feel, and then you don't always see the results right away. And I think that detours people too, because, we live in time and space. So sometimes your visualizations don't show up overnight. So when we don't see that instant gratification that we're always taught to see, then we think we're not doing it right. It might not be coming. We don't deserve it. You have all these negative thoughts show up, and then that just knocks it away from what it is you're trying to do. My computer's going crazy right now. It keeps bringing up new stuff, so I have to close it out. So sorry. But yeah, so we don't always see the results the fast as we can. So then we think, okay, they're not coming. Or maybe we're doing it wrong. Or maybe, we don't deserve it. Like the ego goes through all these reasons why from past experiences. Because in the past you might not have gotten what you wanted. You might have put a lot of effort in and it didn't work out. Well, maybe it wasn't time for it to work out. I believe in divine timing. Like, sometimes I look back and think, why wasn't I doing this stuff years ago? But I just didn't know about this stuff years ago. I had read books and stuff all my life about similar stuff, but I didn't totally understand what it meant. And even when I did start doing this stuff with the visualizations, when I was playing softball, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just came to my mind of why not try this and see what happens. And I went from average to really, really good. And, and why can't you do that in life? Anything you want to do, feel it, be it, and then you become it because your brain doesn't really know the difference between reality and what's going on in here or in the dark. And, like I said, you have to keep doing it overnight. It's like a muscle. You have to keep practicing because it's not going to happen, overnight and with one or two tries, you got to keep going. And then, if you mess up, well, then try something different. Try something you haven't done before. Get out of your comfort zone. Things when we first do things, everything's nerve-wracking and scary when you haven't done it before because you haven't had that experience, and that's natural. But I used to fear it and not try, and thought one day maybe I'll get over the fear, and then that one day I'll be ready. Well, that day never comes. You're never ready. By the actually doing it, you become ready. And that's the thing, is anything that's outside your comfort zone, of course you're going to be uncomfortable. You've never done it before. We're human. It's just part of life. And you're going to mess up. Well, oh well, everybody does. And the people that say they don't are the ones who aren't trying. Because I remember there was a story of this girl, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but her dad, every time she came home from school, he'd like, "What'd you fail at today?" And she and at first she was like, what do you mean, what did I fail at? And it's like, and he was like, well, if you didn't fail anything today, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. And then when she finally started to understand it, it was like, oh, okay. But that's the thing, is we get so afraid of failure, and that what we're going to be judged on that failure. Well, sometimes the greatest lessons come with failure. And like I always say, the goal isn't to fail, but if you're not trying and you're not failing, then what are we doing? I mean, you know. So, and that was the thing for myself. I was always waiting for that day where I would just feel like doing it. And then finally I heard that explained to me, and I was like, wow, I never thought of it like that. I was always waiting, when the day comes when I feel great, when the day comes and I can, see it all, I'll feel great. And then I realized, and then someone said that date's never coming. You just got to go do something to see what happens. And even on doing some of these videos, some days I talk that my ego talks myself out of doing these things. And then, like I said, and then I have to remind myself that you got to just get on here and see what happens. Because if you don't attempt a video, then you're not going to, nothing's going to come out. If you don't attempt something, you're not going to get data. You're not going to realize or even have that experience to see what can I do differently. And like sometimes I come on here and I'm a little nervous because I haven't got on here in a while. Then other days I get on here and I'm ready and I'm in the flow and I'm going. But that's the thing, is to get on here and just be me, relax into this moment. But I feel like when I do the visualizations, when I see myself doing this, it comes out way more smoothly and way more chill and way better. At least my feelings. I may see myself differently than what some of you guys see me, but anyway. But that's the thing, is you got to get on here and do it, and then make the shift. And then some days I'll tell myself, and I'll feel like I'm going too fast. Because I get too excited sometimes and I talk too fast because I just want to get it all out. But like that's the thing, that I had to tell myself, okay, relax, chill out, just be calm, speak from the heart, speak with conviction, speak with passion. And and then those are the days that feel good for me. But you're not always going to feel great when you're doing stuff. You got to, sometimes you're going to be scared as hell. And that was the thing, is I was always waiting for the fear to go away, and it never did. By actually getting on here and doing it and starting and doing anything that you're uncomfortable doing. After I don't do a video for a few weeks, I get a little, but then once I get back on here and start getting in the flow and start seeing, myself doing this, speaking and getting excited, and I hope I'm having impact on at least one of you, because I want everybody to see that you can get somewhere you never thought you could, but you have to take it one step at a time. And I would say use that visualization to see yourself and feel it. And that's the thing with the visualizations. You also have to feel it. So you're training your body how would you feel when you're on here doing videos or doing whatever it is you want to do or whatever it is you want to create. How would you feel when you're doing that? When you be excited with passion, with joy and all that stuff. And then you feel that in your body, in the darkness in your mind, and then you visualize it, and then all of a sudden it just flows for me. Now again, like I said, it's not going to happen with one visualization. It might, it could, but I'm saying don't get discouraged if it doesn't. But just sit there a little while and imagine how it would feel. I mean, I think Einstein even said it, the most powerful force in nature or whatever is the human imagination. And I said that before too, and we're told not to be daydreamers. Maybe we should be daydreaming every day because then it might become reality. And someone else said, everything started with every idea, everything you see in this world started right here in someone's mind. They saw it, and then they went through it and put it into this world. So we're all capable of doing that. We're just not taught that. I mean, could you imagine if they taught us this when we were in high school and we're kids? Because we already have active imaginations when we're that young. Just imagine if we focused it somewhere and visualized it and put that, singularity on it. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And the more you do anything, the better you get at it. So again, whatever. Someone's gonna make fun of you. Someone's gonna laugh at you. Well, whatever. You know, do it anyway. Do it scared. Do it nervous. Do it with fear. Like they say, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's doing it regardless of the fear. Getting on there and taking that risk. And then whatever happens, it's just data. And then you move on to the next and figure it out and then see what comes up. Because I think we're going to an age where some of the stuff on the outside world is changing, and we got to start changing our inside world and our hearts and speak from our hearts, act from our hearts, act with passion, do whatever it is, big or small, whatever it is you feel like doing. You know, I didn't do this for so long because I didn't believe I could. And then one day I thought, oh, maybe I could, maybe I can. Everybody else is doing this stuff. Why don't I start studying people that are successful? Why don't I start studying like where are these stuff coming up? And then all of a sudden stuff just started coming to me. I started seeing videos of people, if you want to be successful, you or make a change, study somebody that's done it before you. They'll tell you, they'll show you. Might cost you a little money here and there, but hey man, I can't. I've spent money on this stuff learning for the last 5 years. And I'll tell you what, in the beginning, I was nervous to do it, but I'll tell you what, every time I did, it made me grow as a human being, and I never regretted spending that money. It actually was way worth it. Learning from somebody that's already been down the road that you want to go, walk down, is the best way to do it. And these people were most of these people, even though it looks easy for them today, was where you are, or I was, and still am kind of before they got to where they are today. It's just that, there's that saying, I worked my whole life to become an overnight success, because you only see the success at the end, but you don't see all the hours they put in before, like all the stuff they do in the dark when nobody else is watching. So, all right, I just wanted to jump on, give you a little message of encouragement for today to show you that, you are capable of doing more. Do it afraid, do it scared. It's all right. That's part of being human. Stepping outside of that comfort zone, that's the only way you're going to get anywhere in life. And, if it's hard for you, that's understandable. Do it anyway. If it makes you nervous, makes you feel uncomfortable, do it anyway. Because I promise you, the more that you start to step out of your comfort zone, the more you'll start to realize what you're doing. And visualization is a key component of that, man. And look, Dr. Joe Dispenza is really good at it. Look up some of his meditations if you're, interested, because he's definitely done some things in this world that we can't really explain. And I believe we can do a lot more, but it starts right in here, man. It starts with yourself and believing in yourself and trying new things and pushing yourself to your limits and beyond. Because when you go beyond your limits, then you can set the next, go beyond the next one and the next one and do it slowly. And if you're not getting the results you want to see, keep working at it. I did this stuff for years before it finally started to click. And I'm still learning more when I'm watching these videos and learning from people, because we're always, that's the only thing we can do is learn and change, and don't be afraid. Don't wait for the day that you're ready. Just start somewhere. That's you being ready, and you'll become ready. You'll become more. So anyway, all right, guys, have a good day. Like and subscribe. Just trying to get this stuff to more people, man. I believe in the soul. I believe in every one of you. All right, bye.